So over the last few weeks, I've been doing a deep dive on the OpenPPG SP140. One of the most anticipated videos I made was about the duration testing. In this video, I broke down my best case, my average case, and my worst case scenario. The flight times I got were 44 minutes, 29 minutes, and 18 minutes respectively. But as Paul, the owner of OpenPPG, pointed out in the comments, my best case scenario isn't quite the average Joe's best case scenario. Not everyone is flying a 16-meter efficient fast wing like me. So in order to duplicate a better best case scenario that more so represents the average Joe, I wanted to get my hands on probably the most popular wing out there, which is the Ozone Spider 3. This is a B-rated glider. Specifically, I wanted to get the 26 meter. Normally, I would fly a glider like this close to the max weight range, but I wanted to aim right for the middle. At my all-up weight of about 110 kilograms, I hit this weight range straight in the middle. This will hopefully make it even more efficient. So this is a Spider 3 26 meter. It's 10 square meters bigger than the Viper XC16 that I was using for my best case scenario. 10 square meters is a significant number. But the thing is, a Spider is much less efficient than the Viper XC. So there's kind of a trade-off going on. We've got a lot more surface area, but a lot less efficiency. Overall, I think our efficiency is gonna go up because of the surface area, but there's only one way to find out. My goal with this test was to better duplicate a best case scenario that represents the average Joe. But in the back of my mind, I was also really hoping I could break the 1 hour flight time. Before we get into the flight testing though, I have to remind you guys that I am giving away this SP140 electric motor, and the giveaway is almost over. Up until May 4th, every $5 spent on the web store, tuckergott.com, gets you one entry to win. As you guys know, we have these 3 brand new designs and they are limited editions, so they won't be printed ever again. May 4th is coming up at the end of this week, so if you want a chance to win this sweet electric motor, be sure to get entered to win at the end of this video. Now let's get into the flight testing.
Alrighty, Spider 3 duration testing. I know I've seen all your guys' comments about plugging this thing in on this side. But here's the thing. I think if I do it like that, I'm away from the prop tips. The scary thing is if I do it from this side and it turns on, then it thrusts at me. But still I have to do that. So honestly, I don't know what the safest way is if this thing were to take off. We're at 100% battery, primed and ready to go. Check, check. All right, 100%. Let's arm this beast. I'm going to start a slow climb to get over these power lines. Alrighty, we are airborne. This is the first check-in of the flight, just crossing over these scary high-tension wires. This is about as high as I'm probably going to go on this flight. I'm at 230 feet right now. We're at 92% apparently, and we're cruising. I'm going to level off here. Now, I was talking to Paul, the guy who designs this OpenPPG SP140, and he was telling me how the kilowatts that it shows you on the screen, right now it says 4.8 kilowatts. If you cruise at your steady cruise RPM, you can do the math and figure out, kilowatts and kilowatt hours in the battery and have basically a theoretical maximum duration for your flight. But the thing is, to me, that's kind of like theoretical, that's a math problem, and it's really hard to keep that number at an actual stable, steady unit. So that's why I'd rather actually go out and fly for an extended period of time until the battery dies, and then I actually know objectively what it's going to die at. So that's what we're doing today. I think I'm just going to fly kind of into the wind, and around 60% I'll start heading back, just like we did last time. Keep your fingers crossed. that we get an hour. I'm pretty sure, compared to my Viper XC, as I expected, I think the cruise RPM is just ever so slightly less. So let's hope for breaking the hour boundary today. All right, 15-minute check-in here. We just crossed 15, and when we crossed 15, we were at 75% battery, which if you do the quick math, that means 0% would be at an hour. This is promising. We might get somewhere with this test. I'll tell you what though, this Spider 326 is a slow boat. I don't know if you guys can tell on the GoPro, but I am just hovering over this field, scooting along at a not so fast pace. I'm using the cruise control on and off. Right now the cruise control is set, still at 225 feet, avoiding the power lines. I'm just kind of lingering upwind in these beautiful fields. We're doing science out here. Just watching all these farmers do things with their hay bales. I don't know. We're hanging out. This is an hour-long, boring, straight and level flight. We'll come back at a 30-minute update and see what our percentage is. Alright, status update. Things are not looking good. We just passed 30 minutes and our battery percentage was at 46% at 30 minutes. So that is, if you do the math, not good. Now I'm at 45% and I'm sort of far away from the LZ, so I better turn back. I'm having range anxiety, but I am upwind, so I should be able to make it back quick. I think from here, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to get back to the LZ, and I'm going to gain some more altitude, maybe 400 or 500 feet, and linger around the LZ. We'll check in at 45 minutes and see how we're doing. Alright, the good news is we just passed our previous record of 44 minutes. The bad news is we only have 8% left, so it doesn't look like we're going to make an hour. But I'm over here at the LZ, just circling it. I'm up at 470 feet so that I have enough glide to make it down safely when this thing shuts off. Currently, I'm at 46 minutes and 7% battery. And I guess we'll see what the final number is, but this really goes to show how efficient these small gliders are. Like, going from a 16 to a 26 is a huge difference in material. But the efficiency difference of the cruise RPM on such a small glider is phenomenal. I'm going to stow this camera because I think this thing's going to die pretty soon. So I want to be focusing. I want to be all hands on deck when she quits. Once again, this last few percentage of battery, I have almost no throttle response. Like, I'm squeezing and squeezing trying to climb, because now I'm down at 300 feet and it's not giving it to me. We're at 5%, 4%, 3%, 2%, like the milk, 1%, and that was 48.36. And 0% on our battery. See if we can land this thing and not crash it.
Alright, so some conclusions from this morning's flight. Honestly, I was a little bit hopeful wanting to get 1 hour, but honestly and realistically, I felt like this was probably going to be the result. Even though there's a huge difference between 16 square meters and 26 square meters, there is also a huge difference in efficiency between something like a Spider and a Viper XC. So add 10 square meters, but only gain 4 minutes of flight time. I stand by my original statements that I made in the original duration testing video. I think it's safe to say that the average expectation for a safe flight where you're just having some fun, doing some mild maneuvering, would be about 30 minutes. And I also stand by the statement that I think to get an hour flight time, you're gonna have to go to a pretty far extreme, meaning a large free flight paragliding wing that's gonna be uber efficient and flying perfectly straight and level like I've done in these best case scenario tests. So that's all I have for this one, 48 minutes on the Spider 3 26 meter. The next video, I'm gonna be doing the largely requested altitude attempt. I'm gonna fly this thing and just climb the entire time and see how high you can actually get on one battery. So stay tuned for that. Now that the video is over, you know the drill. Check out the first link in the description. Every $5 spent gets you an entry to win this electric paramotor. May 4th is coming right up, so be sure you get entered to win, and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, have fun, fly safe, peace.